Hello YouTube! So, I figured I would do like a really quickie video, because for the next few days I may or may not be able to make one. Because tonight is actually my last night living in Fukushima Prefecture. As of tomorrow, I'll be living in Kanagawa Prefecture. Now, as you can tell from the state of things behind me, I'm not quite finished with everything in my apartment. I'm mostly done, actually. This is one of the last remaining things because I had to order more Shouji paper. So I figured I'd start like a small mini-series about actual life in Japan, like the normal mundane crap you're going to have to deal with. And this is kind of a rude awakening for some people, because everyone thinks like, oh, Shouji screens are super cool and super awesome and so are tatami, when really I'm here to tell you I live with both in a large quantity. They're not cool, they're not nice, they just tear easy, like, they just, see, look at that, not even trying. Normal windows, that doesn't happen. Shouji, all the time. So yeah, this is something you basically have to do every time you want to move out, is you have to replace the Shouji. Okay, so step one of replacing Shouji is you have to spray the whole thing down with water, and that loosens up all the glue. Because in the bizarre, backwards universe that Japan inhabits, the Shouji are held on by a paste made from rice. Not kidding, it's literally, the recipe for Shouji glue begins with a giant pot of rice that you let to sit. I have pre-made junk because I'm lame like that. And then your next step is to just completely tear off everything from the Shouji. And you get to take out every frustration you might have, like, you know, the police officer that followed you in his car the entire way to your house because he wanted to make sure you weren't going to break a law because you're white. Yeah, you get it. Right there, that's that frustration, all gone. Let's see what else. The fact that when you talk to the students and you talk to them in English and they respond back to you in English, they get made fun of by other teachers because they're speaking English. There's that frustration all gone. See, the fact that to find a new apartment in Japan, you have to go through housing agencies, and you have to pay ridiculous finder fees when you move, and it costs like $2,000 for the first month to move into a new apartment. There's that frustration all gone. And then like these up here, these are minor frustrations. This is stuff like the 7-Eleven stopped selling those tasty egg salad sandwiches that I really like, and so now I can't have those with my lunch. That's the minor frustrations we're taking out with these little bits still stuck here. Okay, once you get all done with that, you technically should like sand it down and like clear off any stray bits of wood, but I'm feeling particularly lazy and I'm not going to live here after tomorrow. So, you know, my care for such things is relatively low. Secondly, to apply it, you can use the traditional way with Shouji glue, or you can use this Shouji tape. And while the tape is like convenient in that you don't have to worry about things being wet and it's, you know, technically slightly easier, it also takes like way more time, and it's at night. And my Shouji glue has like this awesome little tip on it that like lets me line it up to where it just like locks onto the edge of the Shouji screen, and because everything in Japan is a uniform size no matter where you go in the country, just wha-bam, perfect line of glue straight down there. So now you just have to do that to every single bit of these things. Every single line you just go through like this and glue it the hell up. So if you're an arts and crafts fan, like, this is for you. And now that you have like the entire thing glued up, which I edited out for posterity, you get to actually use the Shouji paper, which you can get like various colors and patterns and thicknesses. And like on the top of this other one over here, like I used a really nice plastic one, because that was when I thought I had money. This one is a relatively cheap roll, and that will become apparent as I try to use it. So your job now is to get this thing to cover from top to bottom while making it as flat as possible, and then trimming it in such a way that the fact that everything is wet because of the glue does not completely screw up your entire Shouji. So, let's see, you have to, if you don't line it up at the top like perfect, you're basically screwed, because then it's just going to go diagonal, and then you're going to waste a whole bunch of shoji paper, because it's not like you can reuse it anymore if you mess up, because it's all marked with yellow and gunk from the glue and the previous wood stain and crap, and so you have to start all over, and you just wasted a crap ton of paper. Like, see here, I didn't line it up perfectly, so I'm going to try to gently shift it. See if that doesn't utterly destroy any hope of this being flat. I don't care about the edges because no one sees that crap. This is the back of the door. Now as you go, you have to keep pressing along in vain hopes that this stuff will actually stick to the wood. And again, I don't fully understand the purpose of these things because all my doors here have both a glass window, a screen door, and then this thing. So really, like, there is no purpose to this other than decoration. And I mean, I'm all for good home decor, but like, I wonder if it is worth these things. These things also make having a pet literally impossible because, like, my cat loves nothing more than a good hole in a shoji screen. So next, you have to take a straight edge and go through and try to trim the sides, like, through the wetness of paper that is wet with liquid glue, and not utterly destroy the paper. This is life in Japan. This is the bulk of your everyday activities. Well, I mean, obviously you're only going to replace the shoji, like, maybe once a year if you're a good person, and, like, when you move out, if you're lazy like me. But, like, your life is not really composed of doing cosplay and meeting with your friends and having fruit drinks at the local cafe. That's a very small part of it. Most of it, you'll find, is taking your time to try to make up for Japan being stuck in the past. And this is a primary example. Your time will be this and learning how to use a fax machine. Because if you work here, fax machines are about to become a big part of your life. Now, we can turn the whole thing around. I can get it caught on my laptop, however, and that is the finished result. Looks pretty good. Like, I can see some wibbly wobbliness going on here, at least it shows up on camera. But, you know, that's about as good as you're going to get. So you technically should leave these dry for a couple hours. But, yeah, no, we don't have a couple hours. I gotta pack the rest of my stuff. So to get them to sit back in, you just come over to your frame, you'll see the little grooves, and you just pop it in. This one is a tricky bastard. Stupid Shouji. Don't get an attitude with me, you're the thing that's outdated. Gaijin, smash that shit. And there you go. Perfectly done shoji. Gonna just like pretend that that's not slightly crinkled there. We're gonna hope that the inspectors don't notice tomorrow either. I did realize earlier in my talking that my successor, the girl who comes and gets my job in my apartment after me, may or may not be watching this. So if you're watching, Renata, don't worry, the apartment's not shoddily taken care of and repaired with supplies directly from a 100 yen shop. Really, the 100 yen shop supplies are quite good. Please don't worry. Everything is fine, nothing is broken.